in the building of a great Father's land. Government high school Fontem, my alma mater. May your products always be the light in the building of a great Father's land.
Thank you, Gaza 8990 members. Today is our end of year activities. Today marks our end of year activity, which is our usual tradition of coming together to listen to the president speak on a rundown of our end of year. Today, I'm so happy that we have achieved a lot as Gaza 8990 members. It has not been an easy ride, but collectively, as Gazans, we have held fast to our motto of love, unity, and solidarity. The spirit of love, unity, and solidarity continues to go across the entire Gaza 8990, no matter where you are, irrespective of which location you find yourself. It has been reflected in our spirit. And I'm very confident that with that spirit, we will continue to move to greater heights. The spirit has flourished all over. Today, we have consistently supported one another in time of sickness, illness, loss of family members, or our financial support of any type. We have done that full-heartedly from the bottom of our hearts, which is our free will and mandatory donations. This has been a culture that we created. It's a culture of giving from the bottom of our hearts. And I am proud to say that this bone is an unbreakable bone, which is going to live forever as we live as Gazans. I always use a slogan, Gaza 8990 forever. And the total amount of support we have given to our friends through our free will and mandatory contributions amount today to 9,574,850 francs. This amount of money seems to be like very big. What we have been doing to uplift one another, sometimes we don't even see it. But this is it. This shows our spirit, the spirit of Gaza 8990, that we are committed in uplifting one another. There I say kudos to all members of Gaza 8990. When we looked into ourselves, we see that we have value. We see that We share that bone that we inherited back in 1989 together, and it is embedded in us. And I'm happy that this love will continue to reign in Gaza 89-90. We have accomplished a lot in Gaza 89-90. I would confidently say that the state of Gaza 89-90 is strong. At the beginning of the year, during my inaugural speech, I set out my agenda. I laid out some goals, which I think we have accomplished those goals effectively. I began by talking about the creation of a bank account, which I think in less than a month from taking over, we have a secured bank account in Chang, which is operating effectively. And I'm proud to state that the state of our account amounts to 6,448,600. This is what we have in our bank account. This is excluding the financial scheme. So our bank account in Chang is safe and secure. And I'm very proud of that. We talked about launching of our financial scheme. This was a promise which collectively as Gazans, we did it. Our main objective was to empower our classmates so they can have access to finances that can support them in one way or another. We sat together collectively, formed the financial committee, which came out with the modalities of the financial scheme. And we began the scheme, enrolled this scheme in June of 2024. I want to use this opportunity to thank those dedicated members of the financial scheme who sat down and reflected, put their energy together to build the modalities which we are operating on. And today, I'm happy to let you know that this scheme is operating effectively. And within the year 2024, where we started in April, we have loaned out 5.3 million. We started with a capital of 10 million, which was effective. And every member of Gaza 8990 who was committed and ready to belong to this scheme had a share of 10,000, and the maximum when was 200. I can confidently say that the scheme is operating effectively, and we look forward in reaching our target, which is operating microfinance. This was a stepping stone to the formation of microfinance, and effectively we are moving in that direction. One important aspect we dwell on was supporting education across the entire BLM. Supporting education in the BLM was our primary objective, and it was our goal in 2024. I want to announce that we did that effectively. We supported schools across the BLM. In Wabani, we supported 2 schools, GS Folipi and GS Besali. We went to Alo, supported GS Nwengong. We also supported GS Efong, Lawo, that's the Learning Center, and GS Nje. We also went to Esota area and supported schools around there in Foraka up, Foraka down, and Jensen, and secondary schools in Zanchen. This was our objective, and I think we accomplished that. When we set targets, we strive as much to accomplish that. This initiative came along because we were founded under the umbrella of education. And we felt that it's important for us to support schools around the BLM. That was our goal. Another important aspect we did in 2024 was empowering our classmates with education. I want to, this moment, thank the Gaza media team who will partner to help in health education, and they did that so effectively. I want to recognize the contributions of Dr. Fozao, Dr. Ernest Kumba, Nkaman Kweta, and Nkam Kungasu. This education is important for us. Our classmates are skilled in so many domains. And if we're capable to bring this knowledge and share it within others, others can tap and do well with it. So we hope to continue in that same spirit in restructuring or driving the agenda. Our conventions in 2024, we had a convention in Kumba, a successful convention, which helps bring us together and help us refocus in our mission to build, strengthen our organization. We did that in Kumba through the sacrifices of individuals, the Bembe chapter and Bamenda chapter. Would I commend them for that great effort? In the diaspora did not have a convention last year, but their focus next year is on convention in Maryland, which I would dwell on it. We also looked at creating Gaza Health Net, which we created. And the main goal of Gaza Health Net was to help our classmates who have any issue related to health. This network provided members of our class counseling with hard advices. And I'm confident that members will continue to use the skills of our classmates who are in that scheme. So Gaza HealthNet is open. Let's members not be shy. Come in, share with your classmates what you're going through, and they will help you. Let me dwell here a little bit that we did not accomplish all this without challenges. We had issues along the line with the commitments of members. Certain branches were not committed as we expected them to do. The commitment is showing that you are 100% a Gazan and dwell in the principles of love, unity, and solidarity in Gaza 8990. So I urge members to look at this. Either you are in or you are out. Those are the challenges we face. I'm also grateful that some branches had challenges and they were able to sit back within themselves and work it out and came out stronger. And this dual, I'm talking strictly to Kumba chapter. We saw the images. This is a reflection of Gaza 8990. We can differ in our opinion. We can disagree to agree. And I think that is just what Meme did. And I'm proud that the state of Gaza Meme is in a positive direction. And that is a reflective of their collective effort. That is who we are as Gazans. I know free will has always been sometimes a challenge, but with commitments, we give the little we can give. So some of us had that as a struggle, but with commitment, they were able to make it. And I say that let's keep up to that spirit, never matter how much it is. We are looking forward, not backward. Gaza 8990 continue to grow. And as we move forward to our hope is that we should be able to carry out the convention in Maryland and in Douala. That will be our energy. We should drive our energy in focusing toward galvanizing for these conventions in various areas. And also, one of the things I said last year, at the beginning of the year, was a mega convention. I'm proud to say that the mega convention, which is a broad-based convention comprising of the diaspora and the home branch, which will take place in 2026. The planning has already started. And the team, the committees have been created. In 2025, we will continue on that footing to lay the groundwork for that mega convention. And I urge everyone to put that agenda, to put on this on their calendar, that we shall all meet in 2026 in Boya. We shall reach Boya and have the opportunity to see our friends across the world. Our financial scheme, like I earlier said, we talked about increasing our shares. I think we are on a positive direction, and from recommendations and evaluation of the financial team committee, this committee has been looking at our progress, and we see that the direction in which we're moving, we'll get to that microfinance. And we're proposing that we will increase our share by 20 again. So in total, we shall hit 400 shares. That is the direction we're moving. And I know we as Gazans can make it. So by January, our shares will be increased by 20 shares. So you have a cap of 400,000 CF. This is a direction, a good direction, and we'll continue to move that way. The strength of our branches. Some of our branches, sub-branches, are lacking. The commitment that they show as Gazans do not reflect who we are. In 2024-5, my goal is to work closely with those chapters to strengthen their collaboration so we can effectively represent our members wheresoever we are. If there's any occasion anywhere and members of those chapters are there, they represent Gaza 8990. So I will be working in close collaboration with members of those chapters. One of my great focus will be rebuilding GBHS Fontem, which is our alma mater. I want to use this opportunity to let all members of Gaza 8990 know that we are on a path to rebuild our alma mater. I've been working with the principal of GBHS Fontem, and we have created a group of representatives of all batches. This group will actually help in restructuring all the batches, help to align our goals to GBHS Fontem. As ex-student of this organization, we owe it a duty to help rebuild that institution. In the days ahead, we'll be focusing our resources directly in that direction. So let's just stay focused. You will be updated in what we do as Gaza 8990 towards the rebuilding of our institution. I will not end this without acknowledging the great effort of all of us in shaping the direction of Gaza 8990. It has not been the duty of a single individual. It's been our collective effort. And I want to congratulate all of you on that. Let's keep it up. We are making a big impact in the life of our friends. Let's continue in that same spirit. And I want to also congratulate, extend my appreciation to Gaza Media team for always being there in all what they do in Gaza 8990. Your sacrifices will never go unnoticed. Thank you very much. 2025 is close. We know our yearly contributions is 5,000 francs, and new members, 2,000 francs. We've been doing good, and we will continue to remain stronger and more united. Long live Gaza 8990. Long live GBHS Fontem. Happy New Year to you all. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Sir President. I don't think I'll be the right person to start commenting on your speech. But I think one thing that I would say, which I heard many times, has been us, 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 us. And that speaks for itself. So before we start giving, we'll give the floor to members to start giving their comments. I'd like to give the floor to Dr. Enes for reflection about the speech before we move forward. Dr. Enes, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Fontem, and thank our president, thanks all the members for tuning in. I know there are other people that are on another chat group, which is kind of connected to this one. So if we all have about 37 to 40 people here, there's another chat group where people are in, which is kind of indirectly connected to this one. I think the speech of the president was lengthy. He tried to highlight some of the project that we have been able to accomplish throughout the year, starting with the financial contribution through condolences and standing with one another, even emphasizing that it's not all about money, but it's all about solidarity. He moved on to acknowledge the creation of the bank account in Chang with the credit union, Menji Credit Union, and of course the financial scheme, which he said the cap will go up to 400,000 francs CFA, and acknowledge those that are working in that. He also mentioned something I forget about. It was about a policy statement. I think that was something that really stood out, because I'm always for either you are in or out, you need to be committed. And I think the president reinforced that. It is either you are in or you are out. And people need to take this seriously as we come to the 31st of March 2025, when development dues or when annual dues are due, or if you do not contribute to any of the mandatory contribution, that may not sing well with you when this policy apply. I think after he talked about the general functioning activity of the general organization, then he then dived now into education, which to me was one of the core things that I was waiting for, and he finally touches it. Even though he started earlier in his speech by saying that our goal was to sponsor education in the building, which we did so well. But he really pinned it down by saying that he has been working with the current principal in rebuilding GBHS Fontem. And I want to quote what he said. We owe it a duty. It is not a moral, but it's a duty that we must contribute to rebuilding the GBHS Fontem. And he said we should be waiting for him. And I think, like Mr. Fontem, like you said, he said it is always a collective effort. And he's thanking everyone and all of us for all that kind of work. I think that I was able to vividly gather from what the president was saying. And I hand over the floor to you. And
thank you very much, Dr. Enes. I think you sum it all. And I would want to open the floor for members to comment. This is the moment for you to give your commentary on the wonderful speech, end of year speech from the president.
Thank you, Madam Gillette. Thank you, the entire Gaza media crew. Thank you, Mr. President, for the wonderful speech. I don't want to get back to that because so many people have already commended your speech.
So happy with the speech of the president, and given in those days, we usually say chairman, and that name chairman reigns forever. His speech was very powerful, but I was very touched with the support that they are giving to the schools. I think that was the main part of the speech that really touched me. At least we are doing something with the schools is very important. I also want to touch something on the loan scheme. As a former president said, if we shorty people who cannot pay the loans, it doesn't make sense. So we have to be very, very careful when it comes to money issues.
Sometimes in the meeting, you listen very well, and then you talk very less.
If we look at Gaza, 1890, home and abroad, as a nation, you see that the president will be the #1 citizen. And the president was so categorical in his speech. The speech was very, very objective. It was not subjective in his words. You know, he's a guarantor of the Constitution. And as a #1 citizen, he's supposed to hold the Constitution very firmly. Just as the Secretary General earlier said, what I got from the president's speech, one thing that I seriously took as a caption was the word us, 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 us. You see, in governance, the word us is very, very important. I think that if every chapter has to move up, the word us should not be joked with. The word us should be at the center of governance.
I also want to tell you that personally, I know the president to be somebody who does a lot of action than words, which are most of the things that we do not see, but that are happening behind the scene. And we may sit here and sing his glory of all the things that he's done. But there's one thing, and one message that I will send to all of us. If we want to say that we have a leader that we count and trust on, let's ask ourselves as individuals. If he's a leader today and he's waxing strong, what have I done? What have I contributed to make that man, his leadership succeed? If I am a member of the ESCO, what is my contribution? If I am a coordinator of a branch, what have I put in to make sure that if government has to stand my branch as a pillar of his structure that is putting on? What am I doing at my level as a branch leader in order to make that his leadership stand? What have I done as an individual, or what do I plan to do in order to support him? If we have to give all these praises to this man, if I were you, if we are working together, these are the things that I'll be looking at. We do not just come here and sing his praises. We also look at what we're doing in order to make him who he is, because he won't stand if we fail. Thank you very much. That's just my little message.
Please, I want to greet every member of our meet, and permit me to join my voice to that of others to actually congratulate our president for the wonderful speech that he has released to our hearing this evening. In fact, I was really amazed for the manner in which the great wisdom that followed in the things he said. And I was asking myself, the energy that was put forth, the commitment to bring forth all the results that we had, some of which I was hearing for my first time. And actually, I want to tell you, congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
This shows clear dedication to building up Gaza. And not only congratulating you, but all the team, your team, the members of the Bureau, for the hard work that you're doing. In fact, I want to thank God for the wisdom that he has granted those of you for piloting this ship. And tomorrow, many people will hear about Gaza. It all starts from this effort that you are building up this association with. And indeed, I'm impressed.
For giving us the opportunity to see this day, and to also thank God for all our achievements. We have achieved a lot thanks to the leadership of our president and even all the Gazans, because we have worked together. It has not been the work of a single person. We join our head together, we share experience, we share our challenges together, and we come out with positive resolutions.
I just want to applaud the president for his wonderful speech. I want to thank the president and his team for what they do. We truly appreciate what you guys do. I also want to thank the president for reassuring the spirit of Gaza, which is one of the things that brought us together. I want to thank the president personally on that note for reassuring that spirit, which is helping one another, rebuilding our community, our alma mater. I want to thank the president for that reassurance. It make a lot of sense. It really would bring us together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary, and good evening, members of Gaza 8990. I want to commend the president for his steadfastness. He has demonstrated that he's able to lead us in the right direction, and he is doing just that, not just during meetings, but even after meetings, calling people and trying to get them to move his agenda. I really want to commend him on that.
I would just like to appreciate the president for his speech, and I don't want to go back to what others have said, but the only thing I would like to say is, in line with what he has said, talking about reuniting other badges of the school to help revamp GBHS. It's a wonderful initiative, because many ex-students have been asking, what is the secret behind Gaza 8990? And I believe with that unity, with that effort that group that they are creating, we'll be able to boost up the other badges, so that together we'll be able to move forward with GBHS Fontem. So I thank you so much for that initiative.
Just come in with my own comment. I just want to use the opportunity to applaud our president for his great sense of leadership. In fact, you are a great leader, Mr. President. What stood out for me in your speech is your ability to set goals and strategize to make sure that those goals are being accomplished. Not just any kind of leader can be able to do this. Anybody can set goals, but the ability to work towards achieving them. I mean, the goals that you set at the beginning of your mandate, if you look at it critically, almost all the goals are already accomplished when you are just, I think, halfway gone in your mandate. So it is an initiative that is a skill that I really want to appreciate. And just like Madam Ambrosia also mentioned, that you're working in collaboration with other GBHS ex-students to make sure that we revamp GBHS Fontem, our alma mater, is a great initiative. So, and as well, I would like to commend you for appreciating the efforts of others. It is very important in leadership, you know, when people do their little efforts, no matter how small they are, and they are appreciated, they are bound to put in even more. So I will just encourage everyone to join our president to give him a push again. If he has almost accomplished his goals within this period of time, it means that by the time his mandate gets over, I mean, he's going to take us to a whole different level. So thank you so much, Mr. President.